everyone, my name is Sean. I am the Crypto Smith, and today, unfortunately, it's not always a good thing to be the Crypto Smith. So in this space, we have a rampant disease that is running through the community token space, and it could be even further than that. I don't know the boundaries of this horrible, possibly deadly disease that may take all of us out. We've got to do something about it. But first, we have to identify what is that disease. Well, I know what the disease is. I know the name of it. And I'm going to give you a series of questions to see maybe if this fits you. Maybe you have this disease and you don't even know it. It's possible, right? I mean, you can have other diseases that could sit dormant inside you, not even know it until later on, until it's too late. We're going to have to do something about it. Today is that day. Here are the questions you need to answer, right? Ask yourself, am I this kind of person? Am I the kind of person that calls every chart that has massive pullbacks a rug pull? Am I somebody who randomly invests money into projects without doing real research, or I invest just because I like the name, or I like the name Inu? Are you somebody who believes in charts over projects? Right? You probably have this disease. Do you believe that your project is the absolute best project in all of crypto, bar none? It's a game changer, and every other project that comes into the space is only there to steal investors away from your life-altering crypto project. If that's you and you identify with that, you definitely have this disease and you need to get checked immediately. If you believe that paid fudders, right? Paid fudders is a real thing, you certainly have this disease, and I feel sorry for you. Are you somebody that believes that all social media influencers out there are only shilling you projects so they can dump on you as the average investor? You probably have this disease as well. And I'm sorry for that. What's the name of this disease? I'm going to tell you right now. It's called utter stupidity. That's it, right? I'm sorry that I had to be the one to tell you that you have this disease, but it has to be said. This has to be identified. It has to be weeded out. We got to get rid of this disease in the community. It's killing everybody. Obviously, this is in jest. You know, this is satire. You're probably not stupid, although some of you probably are, and you know who you are. You know who you are. Sometimes I do stupid things. Sometimes I think stupid thoughts. But when you're out there in the crypto world, right, we can get influenced by a lot of different things, right? A lot of us don't do real research. Maybe you're somebody who got lucky in the scam coin season a year ago because you invested in some Inu coin and got lucky and got out at the right time right before it actually did rug pull. And now you think you're some sort of a real investor. Well, let me tell you something about real investors. Real investors would never get within a mile of any community tokens, right? They don't do that. They do real research. They want to know who's running a project, what the project is, who has money in it, how much money, what's their experience, right? What risks do they have? These community tokens or meme tokens or shitcoins or whatever it is you want to call them, they are far too high a risk, and there is no way to control outcomes for a real investor. Right? So real investors would never touch any of this stuff. So don't be delusional and start calling yourself a real investor. So, right, we're degens. This is gambling. It's what we do. It's why we're kind of in the space. 95% of my stuff is in my Ledger wallet, and it's all blue chips, right? Yeah, I've got some Ethereum, XRP, XLM, Quant, Cardano, you know, the list goes on. I've got a little bit of all of that stuff. Those are blue chips. They're most likely going to be around for a long time. I'm going to go through a few projects here, and I'm going to explain to you that some of these projects aren't going to exist in a year or 2 years. They're going to be gone. So let's go over real quick. What is a rug pull? Here is Terareum, right? This is a favorite one. I own Terareum. I covered the project. I like the project. They're building a centralized exchange, but they have absolutely no utility yet. There's nothing going on with it. They're just building. So it's only a community holding the token together. But yes, they came out with Terrapool, but nobody's ever used it. Nobody's seen it work. We don't really know if it even works. So still no utility. I still believe in the project, right? Because I'm a long-term holder. So does this look like a rug pull? I mean, some people say, yeah, this is a long rug pull, but it's not a rug pull. This is a business that's building in a bear market, and it's had some bumps in the road, but it's still a legitimate business run by legitimate people. And you can either like it or not like it, but this does not equal rug pull. Here's Saitama, everybody's favorite one to bash. Right? Yes, I was in Saitama. I made a little money. I lost a little money. Probably came out even in the end. But it started right here. This is the V2, by the way, right? Because their V1 was a disaster. So here's their V2 token. It started way up here and now it's way down here. Okay, you see how this works? Is this a rug pull? Some say yes, but I say no. This is a poorly run business. This is what that looks like. Also in a bear market, also with a toxic community, right? So all of these things equal low price. So not a rug pull. Shinja, right? Or Shibnobi, right? They've had to go to a V2 contract also. Look at the highs on this thing. It's off the chart. It's literally off my screen. That's how high it was. Pumped twice. Is this a rug pull? Nope. Not a rug pull still. Haven't found one yet. This also could be a poorly run project. I don't really know. I know Cliff is out there probably working his tail off and is very transparent about what's going on, but perhaps just not enough interest or the space isn't big enough for all of these projects to really succeed. WAGMI Games, right? This is a play to earn game with NFTs. Now, if you own NFTs in this, you're doing okay. But it started up here back in June, and it's now lower than its starting price. Is this, would you call this a rug pull? No. The chart looks crappy, but it's not a rug pull. This is just a business that's building, right? A long-term business. And people who got into this, they got in for the quick bump and then they were out, right? This is what happens, right? This is why a chart looks like this, because this people got involved and invested in it that didn't care about the project, only cared about the chart. Volt Inu, now probably the one and only Inu coin out there that I like, and that possibly has a chance to make it. Now this one's had a rough time, as you can see. Now let me break this one down for you. Okay, Volt Inu has done an absolute phenomenal job of actually marketing itself out there in the real world, right? Ads, sponsoring teams, doing all sorts of stuff that none of these other projects have done. And they are still in the dumps. This chart looks terrible, right? If you were somebody who suffers from utter stupidity, you might say this is a rug pull, but it is not a rug pull. Don't fall for it. And the newest one, of course, is MMAI, which is this Metamonkeyai. They are a paid channel sponsor of mine. So I get a little bit of money to talk about them, but it doesn't change anything for me. I get to say whatever I want. This chart, right? If you were not a bright person, I'm going to say, maybe I'll stop using the S word, right? I'm not going to say stupid anymore. If you're just not a very bright person, you might call this a rug pull, right? But I would feel sorry for you if you did. But then I would also say that you're not very bright. This is a brand new company in a bear market. There hasn't been enough time for any community engagement, no community building. It's still new, right? I'm not going to go and give it a bunch of excuses. The chart looks terrible, just the same as all of the other charts. This is also not a rug pull. So we need to get back to being decent with other projects. Okay, none of these projects are doing the same thing. Terareum is building a centralized exchange. Saitama, they're still working on their initial utilities, SATA Pro, the SATA app, the swap, the SATA Realty, the, whatever else they got going on. I don't cover them anymore because it's, you know what I mean? I feel dirty every time I talk about it. Shinja probably tried or is trying very hard to do the right thing and to build a decent project and community. It's just having a rough go. So is this going to make it? I have no clue. I'm sure there's fantastic people out there in the Shinja army, and I wish everybody well, but I don't know if it's going to make it. WAGMI Games, they're doing just fine. They might actually make it through this. If they can get out on their own app and do the actual play to earn and start earning revenue, and the bull market comes, like this probably has legs. Volt Inu, I mean, obviously they've done a ton of marketing. I don't know what else they could do. Not a ton of utility, which is a problem, right? You want a project that has token utility, not project utility, right? And I've explained it multiple times. I don't really want to go into it again, but basically, what is the reason people need to purchase this token or want to purchase the token besides thinking the value is going to go up in the future, right? You need other utility besides the speculative utility, which all tokens have. MMAI, same thing. They came out with their wallet. It's the V1 wallet. They're working on it. You can actually make suggestions on upgrades or features that you want to see. Or if you notice any sort of issue with it, right, they're going to get feedback from the community and make it better. The V2 is going to be much more feature rich than V1. And that's just the very first thing. And they've got obviously the whole metaverse mall thing they're working on, blockchain, a layer 2 blockchain, all sorts of stuff in the future. But you have to believe in these projects long term. Otherwise, all you're doing is investing in a chart and that's going to get you wrecked every time. And you're going to be upset because now I have to sit on this token for a year or 2 years to get my money back. Well, you should have thought about that before you put your money in the first place. And that goes with every one of these projects. And while we're on the subject, I create content on a YouTube channel, right? And you can choose to watch or not watch. That's definitely your choice. I only put content out there for informational purposes so that you can use the information that I'm giving you as part of a larger package that you get to put together yourself by going out and doing your own research. It isn't my job to hold your hand to make sure that you know what's going on with the dev team and what's going on in the wallets, right? If somebody's selling or they're not selling, you should be responsible enough and be an adult and go out there and do your own research. You need to stay connected to the community and figure out how to look at wallets if you're into, wallet hunting, or ask questions in the Telegram group or on Twitter and find out things that you might need to know or that you want to know to make yourself feel better about it. That's not my job to do that. That's not anybody's job on social media to hold your hand through these projects. That is your job. And if you lose money in something because you didn't do your job, it's not on me. That is on you. And I really don't like to get into the whole negativity thing. And I'm not being negative. I'm trying to keep it real, right? I'm the Crypto Smith. Straight Talk is the name for my live stream. I keep it real with you. We've got to do better, people. Okay. We have to do better as a community. The community is very, very small already, and we're making it smaller by chasing people out. And that doesn't do anybody's project good, right? You're not going to convince by slamming other projects to get out of Volt to come and jump into Terra, right? Or, let's use today's version, right? To get out of MMAI, Metamonkey, and jump back into Terra, right? That's not going to happen. You're not going to convince anybody that your project is better than another project. Okay, they're all different. They all have their positives and negatives, and you have to just weigh those out and figure out which one you want to be in. And maybe you have enough money and you can go ahead and be in all of them and spread your risk out. So another not very short video, but I really want to get back to being civil, right? Can't we all just get along? That's a very famous saying. If you're young, you probably don't know where that came from. But keep in mind out there that if one project fails, it looks bad for all crypto. And we don't really need that, right? Let's stay positive. Let's get back in the game. We got a lot going on right now with the bear market. It's already negative enough. Let's try to turn it positive and see where we can take this thing, over the next few months. All right. So you guys keep it together out there and play nice. I'm tired of being a referee out there, right? Let's go get this thing. I'll see you guys on the next one.